Hey guys, I'm going to show you guys a short video on EfX Draw. Just demonstrate a couple different things. What EfX Draw is, it is a program that allows you to make specific math diagrams. The program is very useful for making math problems that require different types of diagrams. So, let's start with the first one. Okay, what I want to do, and this is a unit that's coming up for us, I want to find the volume of a specific shape. Now, what I'm going to do is when I install EfX Draw, it embeds itself into Windows, and it's going to have a tab here. I'm going to use that tab. I'm going to select either float inline. In this case, because this is in a table, I'm going to choose inline. Float is exactly what it sounds like. Float is something that's above the text. Inline is in line with the text. I actually usually pick float, but because I just want to make this video a little bit quicker, like I said, this short demonstration, I want to use float. So, I'm going to make a volume shape that we need. I'm going to go to Select Gallery, and I'm going to pick a cylinder. And here's one. Okay, so I'm going to make that cylinder. Then what I'm going to do is, I feel that that's a little bit too straightforward, so I'm going to add some more to that. I'm going to also add a hemisphere to it. Let's see, where are these? Sphere. There we go. All right, I'm going to add this sphere. Now, forgive me, like I said, I'm going a little fast, but this is demonstration, right? I just want to see how, I want you guys to see how this works. So I'm going to move this over. There we go. It's a little bit small. You can see I've done this quite a few times. Now, I'm going to go to Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste, and I made another one. And what I could even do is, instead of using the mouse, I could actually just use the arrow keys to get it into place. This may seem a little bit long, but once you get the hang of it, it actually moves quite quick and you never get tired of it. So now I feel those lines are a little bit thin, so I'm going to make them a little bit thicker. So then when I put them on the document, they really stick out. Keep in mind that sometimes what happens is when we make documents, we shrink them down so you can lose some of the image. Now, from there, I made my new shape here. I'm going to call it a capsule. Okay? That's my term, and I'm keeping it. So, from there, I want to add in some dimensions. Now, here's where the neat thing is, right? If I want to, for different kids, I could take one shape off or put it on. Okay? It's very, very adjustable from, and you can individualize this, right? So now I want to put a height in. Okay, I'm going to add a height. There we go. All right, that doesn't seem to match, so I'm going to change the line and make it match. All right. Now, from there, if let's say my kid is, or my student is kind of intimidated by small numbers, I'm going to make that height 5. All right, there we go. Make that a little bit bigger. And I can move that in here. And again, now I have the power to make any problem I want. So I want to have kind of an interesting radius. Let's do some fractions. So I'm going to make my radius 2/3. And there it is. Really want to challenge the kids there. And just put it into place. Now again, okay, and look how much control I have there. Again, it's a little bit sloppy, but we're doing this in quite a rush. Then I go and hit that the check mark, and there it is. All right, let's try another one. I want to do a trig problem. So we're gonna make a triangle. I'm gonna go back to EfX Draw. I'm gonna pick inline, and I want to do something with maybe angle of depression. So I'm gonna pick a right triangle. And I could even label the angle. Then I'm going to label, in this case, the angle of depression. For those of you guys that are familiar with that. Then I'm going to make that dotted. And I decided that what I want, I'm going to just use whatever angle depression that exists. I could actually measure this angle. Okay, let's see if we can get that to pop up. There it is. So that's 32 degrees. So now I need to put a story behind this. Okay, let's see what my story is. Well, my story is going to be Superman's flying. I can clip that, copy, and there he is. So Superman's flying, and I'm going to turn him this way. And he sees a cat stuck in the tree. Now, if you know anything about Superman, you know that he can't handle just leaving that tree, that cat, in that poor cat in that tree. So he has to, despite what's going on, he has to take time out of his day to get that cat out of that tree, despite the fact that we've never found a starved dead cat in a tree. So, right, from there I can write whatever problem I want. Okay, and if I want to, we can change the problem to fit any of our needs. Alright, so now that's pretty cool, but we're not done yet. Alright, one last thing I want to show you guys. So I could also do functions here. So let's get rid of that. We're going to make this full screen now. And I can shrink that. Keep in mind, I can manipulate these images, which they're not quite images in Word. They're more like objects. But I can manipulate them however I want. So the next thing I want to do is maybe something to do with a function. So I'm going to go back to EfX Draw. I'm going to pick inline so it goes right into the table, and I could open up a function graph. Whoops, sorry, wrong one. There we go. So function graph. There it is. So now what I want to do is I want to add something to my function. Now, mind you, just like before, if I want to, I can put pictures and everything right on top of this graph or underneath it. Right? So now I want to pick a function. I'm in the mood for a quadratic one right now. So x squared plus 5x plus 6. Something really simple. There it is. It just appeared. Okay? If I want to, okay, I have all the points. It actually points them out. And I can place some of them. So let's see. I can put... there was a way I could place some of them. There we go. Let's see. There it is. I can place the zeros right in place. All right? Or if I want the y-intercept. Okay, another neat thing I could do is make a table. I could place my mouse on the function and click, and there's my table. But that's not very useful. So I can change my orientation, move the table out of the way, and edit the table properties to however I like. I can make it start and stop from -5, okay, to 5, or I can make it count 10 times. Let's see, I can fix that again. Edit properties, make it count 10 times. Excuse me. There it is. All right, then I can change the properties even further. I can change the colors, which is kind of what always seems to be a major thing. I want black lines, not blue. I want there to be no fill for when I print this on my black and white printer. Everything comes out nice and clean. And now I have a nice, clean type of graph. Okay, guys, so that's that for that. Like I said, this is EfX Draw. I hope you guys found it interesting. Check it out. I will leave the link on the discussion post, and hopefully you guys found it helpful.